Hey guys, Micah from blackbearcustomkydex. I've got some sheaths to show you today for a Streamlight Strion flashlight. And this thing is a very nice flashlight, tail cap switch enabled, charging block near the emitter. I really like it. And so this was sent to me by Ethan out in, I think he's in Pearland, Texas. And Ethan had, he did some kind of work. I know he had told me, but I already forgot. But anyway, he does work high up in the air, like 300 feet in the air, and he's constantly needing a utility light to do his job. So he asked me if I could make him a sheath that he would be able to carry vertical. He wanted a second sheath that he could do horizontal, and obviously you guys have seen plenty of stuff on my channel. You know that tech locks work horizontal or vertical. He doesn't like tech locks, so we had to come up with a different solution, and he ultimately decided that he just wants two separate sheaths with slightly different setups. So we have a vertical sheath, and actually there's going to be two of each sheath too, because he ordered one for a coworker or boss or something like that. So all right, so in fact, before I get to his sheaths, let me back it up a little bit further. So we had worked it out that I was going to do this as an expedited order for him, and with real quick 2-day turnaround. So I got the flashlight in the mail. The next day I made all 4 sheaths and sent him some pictures of them, and he said, well, you know, they look nice and all, but you kind of missed the mark. So I went back through, looked at the conversation. Sure enough, I misunderstood a couple details in there, and so I ended up making 4 flashlight holders that are not to his specifications. So I remade the flashlight holders as fast as I could for him. I'm going to be sending them out right away. But in the meantime, I wanted to show you guys the 4 real quick that I've got that I need to sell now. So if you guys are interested in these, if you own a Streamlight Strion, or if you're looking to pick up a good flashlight and want to consider this one, I do have these sheaths for sale, and I'll give you a good price on them. I also can alter these slightly and set them up different way if you like. So real quick, we have a vertical one. It does have a stopper at the bottom to protect your light from getting accidentally turned on. The tube is just long enough to keep that stopper from hitting the light. So only in the event that you have something specifically inserting into the tube will you ever be in danger of turning your light on. I have to push that pretty far up. So just sitting down, going flat, it's not going to happen. But this is a really nice holder. Just a sort of slide friction holder, but it does work really well. The retention is excellent, and for a carry setup right now, it's just a long channel that I molded for a belt loop. So you can slide your belt through this. It'll fit a 1.5 inch belt, and I do have universal spacings on these. So if you'd like me to put a tech lock on it instead, I can absolutely do that. Tech lock, maybe Molly's, whatever. So I've got 2 identical vertical sheaths like that, and then I have 2 scout style sheaths. So they are taco, and they're meant to be worn horizontally. Now originally I did have some leather scout straps on these. I cannibalized them and put them on the sheaths that I'm going to be sending Ethan. So real quick, what I'm actually going to do to these, I think, is drill another hole here and here. These are spaced at 1.5 inches, and I'll make it 5 3/4 inch spacings, which allows for multiple ride height options with the tech lock. So you could carry it vertically, horizontally, and at different heights or different lateral positions. But in any event, the tube is long enough, again, to protect from the tail cap getting accidentally turned on. And because it's open at both ends, you have a fully ambidextrous bidirectional sheath that you could use. So I've got 2 of these, probably set up with a tech lock, but if you want something different, I could do that too. So, all right guys, I'll stop trying to sell items for you real quick, but get in touch with me about those. You know, drop a comment below or send me an email at blackbearcustomkydex@gmail.com. I got 4 of these I got to unload. I'm willing to get rid of them at a really good price because I want to get rid of them. And yeah, so get in touch, make an offer. We'll talk some details, and hopefully you'll be picking yourself up a new sheath. So in the meantime, not in the meantime, back to the main purpose of this video. So Ethan wanted, specifically, he wanted me to mold up around the emitter some. So he wanted me to cover the charging block, and specifically have the charging block indexed outward, so that wherever it is on your body, this is always going to be facing away from you. So In any event, that's what I got. So for the vertical sheaths, he wanted specifically this style belt loop, so I bought some of these and I spread them. I made the sheath a little bit wider so that he would have less trouble when he puts his, he's got a cobra buckle, you know, quick belt, or click belt rather, something like this. So this is called a cobra buckle, and he said with a similar design that he has on another, I don't know if it was his flashlight or a gun or something, but he's got these belt loops on something, and the second one's hard to get the cobra buckle through because of its proximity probably to the tube. So I widened it just slightly so that it would hopefully not be an issue. So hopefully that's good to go. It looks, I think it'll be fine. Mine fits through there, but we might have a different size belt. He also wanted the sheaths to have a positive click going in so that you're sure that your light has been sheathed. So this, it doesn't technically have the same type of click that most knives will have when you put them in. This one is more or less clicking as these little rings around the emitter are going through the lip at the top of the sheath. But oops, what am I doing wrong? There we go. But you do have a click in. The retention is very good. And Ethan, what I'm finding, brother, is that you probably want to leave the screws at the top just slightly looser than the two at the bottom. The two at the bottom are going to stabilize your sheath, make sure it doesn't rattle around, or stabilize the light, I mean, make sure it doesn't have any kind of rattle or play. And the top is really what's going to affect mostly the actual draw strength and draw retention, rather. So right now I have it set up where I like it, but you might find your needs to be very different. So hopefully you'll see this is very easy. It's very easy to adjust. I think it came out looking really nice, and hopefully this is enough. I think it's enough to grab onto. I feel pretty comfortable gripping that. I did have it a little bit higher, but I decided to drop it down, you know, trim it down a little bit more. So we got that. We got vertical light number 2, vertical sheath number 2. Again, it's not a big click going in, but it does click in, and pretty good retention. Almost identical setup. Well, it is identical setup. I'm sure the dimensions vary ever so slightly. These are handmade, so I'm not sure that I always get the specs perfectly identical, but I don't think you can really tell the difference just looking at it. And then we have the horizontal sheaths. And preference right now is that the snaps are on the outside and that the light is coming out to the right. So as you're wearing it, you know, on the small of your back, something like that, it is set up to reflect that specification. So these leather scout straps are in a mahogany brown. Obviously it's black Kydex for all 4 of these sheets, and I put some polka dot snaps on the front here. So how these work is they're one-way fasteners. So as you snap them down, they have to snap down essentially with the outside edge upward. So as you put it down onto this receiver there, it's got to go down with the inside edge down, outside edge up, and you kind of roll it on. They are designed so that they only unsnap if you pull them off in the exact opposite direction. So the outermost edge has to come up first. And this is a safety mechanism essentially so that you don't accidentally, you know, if your belt has too much pressure on it and it's ballooning out this way, it's not going to come undone on you. So this is a pretty cool idea, and I like the ability to put it on and off your belt, take it on and off your belt without undoing your belt. That's a huge bonus when you're doing anything with like a scout strap or something, some mechanism like this. But just to give you guys an idea, the whole appeal for a sheath like this is that it's extremely low profile. It's very comfortable to wear. It's actually pretty secure. And I know I have a belt loop on either side here, so it doesn't have much room to travel, but it does stay put pretty well wherever you set it. And let's check out the retention here. Of course, all 4 of these do have adjustable retention, and I just have them set up how I would, you know, right about where I would use them. This one actually, once you put it on and your body's kind of pinching the sheath a little bit more, might actually require adjustment. So you might have to fiddle with this, Ethan, figure out where you like it. Yeah, right now it's a little too tight with that added pressure. Oh, you know why? Because I'm an idiot. That's why. I got the belt loop wedged in there and I can't get it up. Alright, you know what? I demand a redo. Just so I can double check. Okay, yeah, so the retention's actually really nice where it's at. Belt loop is not currently in there. So you might have a little bit of travel, but maybe you have a belt stay or something like that on either side of it to stabilize it and keep it from moving at all. There's no way for me to actually prevent it from moving totally, but it is pretty solidly in place. So I'm really happy with how this came out. I think this is a great way to carry a small knife or a flashlight, and hopefully it serves his needs really well. So Ethan, I hope you enjoy this, brother. And this is Scout sheath number 2. And one of the details I put on the leather that you might not have noticed, but the edges are black. So I did a nice gloss black edge coat around the whole thing, and then obviously mahogany is what I dyed the face of that leather there. So super classy looking. I really love leather work. I'm starting to get into it a lot more. So hopefully there's a noticeable difference between my leather work now and a year ago when I first started messing with it. But alright guys, anyway, I'm sorry for talking your ear off yet again, but I really appreciate you tuning in. One last detail on these is that I tried to set up, well I did set it up so that the carry systems and the retention are completely independent of one another. It's not exactly a hard thing to do, but I just want that to be known, I guess, about these particular sheaths. Sometimes they're integrated, but I try to separate them when I can because I don't want there to be any effect of, you know, if you were to snag or something. I don't think it would actually cause any issues, but you know, just in case, I like to make sure that there's a separation. So all 4 sheaths, it's just the 4 corners that have screws with spacers for retention adjustment. I did have to put some spacers through between, you know, where the snaps are going through, and that's just to prevent there being, you know, that empty space in there and no tension on the screws, so they could potentially come undone. So those spacers just help to make sure those screws stay in place. So okay guys, I'm gonna stop talking now. We're at 13 minutes already. I really didn't mean to go this long, but I appreciate you sticking around dealing with my rambling. No yawns this time though, so I'm gonna count it as a win and quit while I'm ahead. So alright guys, if you like these sheaths, if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, comment down below, let me know what you think of all these things, share it with your buddies. I appreciate you tuning in. Comment and let me know if you're interested in those sheaths I have for sale, or send me an email at blackbearcustomkydex@gmail.com, and I'll hook you up with a really good price. So okay guys, I appreciate the patronage here on the channel, and I have another one for you soon. Stick around for the next one. God bless.